Hi guys, I want to welcome you to Garden Gnomes Etc. Being the spring, this is one of my favorite parts of the year, having the hobby of water gardening and everything that goes into the yard. And I guess in my 45 years of doing this type of stuff and all my professional careers in maintenance, and a good portion of it being a senior maintenance specialist, doing a lot of the different research and development and doing the different types of polymers, making them, and doing a lot of the fabrication of the different plastics. You sort of get to understand a lot of the different aspects of what we use in the water gardens today. And a lot of us, unfortunately, we're still scratching the surface, meaning that we sort of look at the main price and really not look at the whole entire thing that goes into creating a water garden. Now, I'm just going into basically the upper end type of feature of a landscaper, and granted that is their main feature along with a few other things, but it's their claim to fame of putting water gardens in, and there's a lot of stuff, and basically the parts and the rocks and the materials are probably the cheapest part. You're going, when they come into your landscape, to look at the whole entire contour of your land and your makeup. A lot of it's going for somebody to do the design work. It's an engineer designing stuff to fit and properly fit your space. And the other part of the whole entire creating is the labor. And there's a lot of labor that goes into the real rocks, and it's not like a landscaper's going into your yard and picking up a rock here or there and bingo, we got a waterfall. There's a lot of stuff into it. There's a lot of creativity. So and I had a couple of people come to me and say, well, I just got quotes of $10,000 or $15,000 to put a water garden in. And I says, well, really, when you look at the whole makeup of what they're doing for you, it's rather dirt cheap. But in aspects, it's still a small water garden. When I did this with a landscaper, it was a little upper end, but most of their stuff went from $100 grand to $1 million. That was for the residential. So just to give you an idea of the different things out there, and a lot of people say, well, I'm getting a real waterfall. Well, it's not really real, because you're using real rock to cover up a lot of your polymer type materials, whether it's EPDM rubber or PVC or different injected mold, plastic injected molds with polyethylene and stuff. This here is the main material that's used. It's a coating, and it's polyurea. This is probably the strongest thing out there. It's used for many different applications in industrial. One that most of you guys will think of is your bed liner for your pickup trucks. It's just about, it's really hard to mess this up. You can go over to the Everything Waterfalls and see the makeup of a waterfall. You can see where they put this coating on bricks and cement and rocks, and they just hit the heck out of it. And the cement and everything, it just crushes up. So this here is said to be 15 times stronger than EPDM rubber. It's one heck of a way to go with making the water garden. Now back to the aspect of scratching the surface. A lot of us see the price, we see what it is. But when you look at this stuff, and the reason I have some of these lights, and you can see the log, and you can see the different lighting, it's trying to bring the whole aspect of the water garden, because even when you have a water feature, that's what it is. It's not a true water garden. The water garden comes when you guys intermingle with the different plantings, the different statues, figurines, the lighting, and you're customizing it with your own personal touch to make that garden. So when you look at certain things, you're trying to maybe do it yourself. A lot of people are going that way. A lot of things that a lot of people don't understand with trying to do it, because a lot of times, well, I'm not going to do it with a landscaper, it costs too much money, I'll do it myself. You got to put a value on your time. You put a lot of time at work, you sleep half of it away at night, and there's other things, so you got to put a lot of value into your extra time. Do you have that time, and do you value your time? And when you come to your time versus having somebody put it in, it's probably not bad to have a landscaper put it in. But this here's an awesome alternative. This is one that I like. This here has the design work, the material, and the labor costs all built together. So it's a fraction of the cost of what you would be paying. It's very user-friendly. It's easy for the lower type landscapers that just have the maintenance issue of cutting grass, the different bedding and plantings and stuff like that, not necessarily having to build and design type of group. Another thing is there's two different aspects of maintenance, and this is where a lot of you guys fall short of trying to research water gardens. Is the one is easy, you know it's going to come, it's taken care of, taking the leaves out, taking the grass clippings, maybe a branch falls in, maybe you have to add chemicals. Well, nothing's changed, but this is easier to clean and to maintain. But the one that most people don't look at is all these things will leak in time, especially the ones that we consider real, because it's going to have cement, it's going to have the liner, and they get sliced, they get cut with the different aspects of the freezing and the thawing, the cement deteriorates, and those are things you got to look at because they do happen. And one thing that I like in my instance of trying to get you to join me in the water garden hobby is these are things I look for my yard. It's not like I'm trying to peddle something and not use it. So when you look at something like this, it's extremely easy to fix just by taking this up. You can find the holes if there are, and I think of all the calls that I get in, most people have problems and issues with the fiberglass and the ones with using real rock because one falls down, punctures the liner. This here, I think I had one, she had it for about 13 years and there was a little leak. I said, this is how you do it with JB Weld, or you can use a little bit of RTV. She turned it over and fixed it in 5 minutes. That's the key, 5-minute fix, where most of these, if you have to have a real one put in, you're talking days. I was hired to do that because I had many years of experience with the chemical industry of your different cyanide, chrome, zinc, tin, and nickel, and there's always leaks and stuff. So you learn to know where to look for it, and believe me, it's an issue out there of trying to, so that's another way to look at maintenance. So when you look at the whole thing of a water garden, you have the design, you have the parts, you have the labor, you have the maintenance, which is a couple different separate issues with that. And then what happens, a lot of people are telling me that, well, we're moving and we were made to take it out because they don't want, it hinders their chances, it gives you, they're saying that it hinders the chances of selling your house, so they just make, and that's not true for everybody, but at least in this area, you put $20,000 into putting a water garden, you want to move, and all of a sudden you're made to take it out, and you have to pay more money to have it. These are all different things to look at. So join me over to the new website, Everything Waterfalls, and it's just the garden aspect of showing you the ultimate waterfall experience, of showing you the different things and how to put a lot of these things together and how to do it for the homeowner, why it makes it user-friendly, maintenance easy, and lightweight, so we can redesign over and over, because a lot of times once you put something in, a couple of years it's done, it's over, you get tired of it, your plants, your trees get, maybe they grow out of shape, and you take them out and you redesign your flower bed. Well, these here, they're easy to redesign. They're easy to move around. They're portable. They're repositionable. So hope you go over there and hope you look at some of the Garden Gnomes etc. Like I said, most of the stuff that I have in here is stuff that I use. I have to be my own personal customer before I expect you to be a customer. So if this is something that I kind of like to do, hey, I want to make a friend and have you do the same type of thing. It's a lot of fun.